there and welcome to Gaining Vision. I'm Melanie. Have you had an opportunity to subscribe to the channel yet? If not, take a second, hit subscribe, and please don't forget to like and share. Have you ever had to deal with sudden loss? Many of us have had to deal with death in our life, but sudden loss was something you never expected. When somebody tragically dies without any warning. It could be a heart attack, it could be a homicide, it could be somebody that was just not feeling great. All of a sudden, before you know it, they're gone. This is different, and it affects us in a very different way than somebody who had been sick for a long time or who was elderly when they pass away. This has happened a lot this year to many people in my life. I've had my little sister's husband pass away, a good friend's father pass away suddenly, both to COVID-19. And then this week, I lost a dear friend. She had been a friend of mine for Toastmasters for a long time. And in fact, she's been a mentor to me throughout my journey. I was working my level 4 project, doing a joint meeting between South Africa and our club. And she said to me, "Melanie, you don't know how to do anything small. You always think so big, and I love it." She was instrumental in the project being a huge success. In fact, she was a Toastmaster for the meeting. She had such vibrant personality, full of life and a smile. She was the type of woman who worked tirelessly behind the scenes, not ever wanting to be recognized or thanked. But I went out of my way to make sure she knew how much I appreciated her guidance, her support, and her ingenuity of making things happen. After the project, her and I talked several times on the phone, looking back at how things went and looking forward about what else we could do. She said she hadn't been feeling so great, and I said to her on the Thursday, "I think you better get checked out. Go to the doctor or the hospital." On the Friday, she didn't attend our meeting, and her fiance said she'd gone to the hospital. So I was relieved that she was going to find out what was going on. Then on Sunday, I got a call telling me she didn't make it. I said, "What? What do you mean she didn't make it?" She had gone in for emergency surgery, a gallbladder surgery to boot, something that's very common. And she had cardiac arrest on the table. She didn't make it. She was a mother, a daughter, and she had a fiance who was supposed to be getting married this month, but they had postponed it due to COVID-19. In one quick swoop, so many people's lives had been affected. I'll be honest, I didn't believe it at first. In fact, I emailed one of my other fellow Toastmasters, said, "Is it true? It can't be true." I was in denial. My heart was racing and hurting because how could we have had this sudden loss? It was tragic. But unfortunately, the news was true. And I noticed something. All of us in our Toastmasters club dealt very differently. I'm on the executive of the club that she was part of. And my first instinct was to step in. Okay, what can we do to support her fiance? Because he's a member of our club as well. What can we do to help the members cope? I noticed a lot of the other members were kind of hanging back. And I realized they needed time to process. And that's okay. Because when you have something that sudden happen, people cope differently. Some of them have to sit back and reflect and be emotional and cry and go through the motions, and that's fine. Others, like myself, can't sit still to reflect and think because it's too hard. We have to do. We had an amazing tribute to her at a meeting on the Tuesday. 99 people showed up virtually. And it was beautiful. People talked about her, we remembered her, and we paid tribute. And to this week, the whole week, every club that she was part of was doing meetings to pay tribute to her. But the one thing I realized through this whole process, seeing her name, whether by email or on my phone, that I'm never going to be able to ask her a question or her opinion on something that I'm working on. She's not going to be there cheering me on the sidelines anymore. That loss is real. And whether it was prepared that I knew I could say goodbye and say thank you, I didn't have to worry because I had done that regularly because I appreciated everything she had done. I'm not saying that we all don't appreciate one another, but it is important for us to live each day as if it's our last. Make sure we tell people in our family, our friends, that we appreciate them and that we love them. And remember that you could be leaving a lasting impression or input on somebody if you get into a fight or say something you're going to regret. Take the time to acknowledge the people in your life, to really appreciate them, because you don't know what tomorrow will bring. If you have dealt with sudden loss this year or recently, I understand what you're going through, and it's not easy. The grieving process is very different. The only advice I can give you is to stay strong and pay tribute to that person. That's what they would want. Think about that. They wouldn't want you to live miserably. They'd want you to remember them in a positive way and move forward because you're still here. It's not always easy. Easier said than done, I agree. But for me, that's exactly what I'll do. I will fight and stand up, and in her honor, Cindy, I will continue to work hard and diligent and use all the skills you've taught me to help our Toastmasters Club succeed and thrive. Thank you for all you've done, and I will remember you always. Who it is in your life that you've lost? Have you paid tribute to them? You may not have had to deal with sudden loss, and I'm happy for you. But if you do in the future, please remember these words. Live for today, because you don't know what tomorrow brings. Until next time, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like and share, and I'll see you next time.